Hare Krishna. Happy Diwali to you all. Sabko Diwali ki badai ho, badai ho. Now on this Diwali day, this is in the middle of the month of Kartik. And this is the day when the Damodar Lila happened. And we're at the place where the Damodar Lila took place. Come along with us. This is a new temple of Sri Jamunaji. Jamuna Maharani ki jai. He's my friend Hari Mohanji, who's the pujari here. She's the mother of Hari Mohan with 8 sons. Sri Sri Radha Damodar ki jai. Whenever they dig the foundation, they always find these old sculptures from previous ancient temples. Now we're coming to the place where the Damodar Lila actually happened. The pujaris say this is the original grinding mortar from 5,000 years ago. Very cute sculpture of Damodar Lila here on the wall. They say this is the basket that Vasudeva brought Krishna with. This is Mother Yasoda, to whom the villagers pray to get a child. Hare Krishna. We're sitting here at Ukhal Bandhan, which is the place where the Damodar Lila actually happened. And Diwali is the day that the Damodar Lila happened, so we're here on that very day. And this is a very, very special place. So what happened was Mother Yasoda was thinking that everybody in Braj is complaining that my Lala comes to their house and steals their butter, milk and ghee. And Mother Yasoda was thinking that my Pati Dev, he has 9 lakhs of cows, 900,000 cows. Doodh, dahi, ghee, makan, ye sab nari ke barabar beti reti hai. These things are flowing like river in our house. Why Lala will go to someone else's house to steal? It must be that the girls don't make the butter properly. It's so hard to get good help these days. Even 5,000 years ago, Mother Yasoda had this complaint. So she thought, tomorrow's Diwali, I will give all the girls chutti, day off, and I will personally make the butter properly, and Lala won't have to go steal. So then, out of those 900,000 cows, there's 1,000 special cows. And they feed the best, sweetest, juiciest grass to those cows. And they take the milk from those 1,000 cows and feed it to 100 very special cows. And they take the milk from those 100 very special cows and they feed it to 10 super special cows. And they take that milk and feed it to Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Gandha. Padma, you may know, means lotus. And Gandha means fragrance. Her milk is fragrant like lotus. So Mother Yasoda took that milk and heated it up, and when it cooled down a bit, she put the yogurt culture. Because in Braj, we don't scrape off the cream and turn that into butter. We take the whole milk and turn it into yogurt, and then turn it into butter. So the next morning, she wanted to churn the butter. And all the mothers know, and those who are going to be mother, you'll learn soon enough, that as long as the children are awake, you can't get anything done around the house. Is it? So Mother Yasoda, she put her Lala to sleep, singing very sweet melodies. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. And when Lala was sound asleep, then she took the yogurt and poured it into the butter churning pot in the butter churning room. And there's 2 ropes tied to the wall, and then the other rope Mother Yasoda takes in her hands and wraps it around the churning rod. And there's a big wooden rod that goes into the middle of the pot, and then prrr, 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 just like mridanga. And Mother Yasoda has so many beautiful bangles, and those bangles going ching, ching, ching like kartals. And Mother Yasoda chanting the names of her Lala. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So mridanga is there, prrr, prrr. Kartal is there, ching, ching. And Krishna Nam is there. This is Vatsalya Prem Kirtan. Now Prabhupada told us that as soon as we chant the holy name, Radha and Krishna go, oh, someone is chanting our name. He said the trick is that if you chant so sweetly that Radha and Krishna will go, oh, someone is chanting our name, let us go and see. So now Vatsalya Prem Kirtan, our ordinary Kirtan attracts Krishna, but Vatsalya Prem Kirtan is going on. How Lala is going to sleep with Vatsalya Prem Kirtan going on? So he woke up. But his bed is very tall, and he is very small. He looked all around. He couldn't figure out how to get down. So finally he pushed his legs over the end of the bed, but he can't reach the ground. And now he's down so far, he can't pull himself up either. He began to cry. But Mother Yasoda, prrr, prrr, ching, ching. This kirtan is going on, she can't hear him crying. Anyway, anyhow, finally he let go and boom, he came down. Then he ran to Mother Yasoda, and that person who's churning the hearts of everyone in the whole universe, he's trying to stop the churning rod of Mother Yasoda. And Mother Yasoda thought, oh, this Lala must be hungry. So she stopped the churning, she sat down and put Lala on her lap and began to feed him milk from her breast. And she's seeing his beautiful Mukha Chandra, moon-like face, with beautiful bimba fruit lips and lotus petal eyes, and little pearl-like drops of milk are slipping from the corners of his mouth. Beep, 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 beep. She just forgot everything. In fact, she forgot that in the kitchen she has some milk boiling to make sweets for Lala. She just forgot everything. And in Srimad Bhagavatam we heard that the milk began to overboil and go into the fire. But our acharyas in their commentaries, they have explained what actually happened was that milk was singing that Maya, she has unlimited love for Lala. And Lala has unlimited love for Maya. She will go on giving milk, he will go on drinking, she will go on giving, he will go on drinking. This will go on forever. I will never get offered to Krishna. What is the use of my life? He decided to suicide himself by jumping into the fire. So Mother Yasoda, she smelled something. She put Krishna down on the ground. Actually, I should say, she tried to put Krishna down on the ground. In America, we have a saying, like a monkey on your back. When I was in Colombia, South America, we had a pet monkey in the farm. And if he gets on your neck, there's no way you can get him down. He puts his tail around your neck, he grabs your ear, grabs your shirt, grabs your hand. So Mother Yasoda tried to put Krishna on the ground. But he wrapped his two legs around her arm. He's pulling her choti, her braid. He's pulling on her sari. Anyhow, with great difficulty, Mother Yasoda put Lala on the ground. And she ran to the kitchen to stop the milk from overboiling. And we heard in Srimad Bhagavatam that she sprinkled some water to stop it from boiling over. But our acharyas have explained something else in their commentaries. That actually, that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda, she has the perfection of life. Lala, in his most attractive feature as a little boy, is sitting on her lap drinking milk from her breast. She had the perfection of life. We can't imagine the glory of Mother Yasoda. All we can say is, Ma Yasoda ki jai. But she's not worried about her own perfection. She's worried about the Vaishnava, because this milk is a devotee who's going to be offered as sweets. Seeing Mother Yasoda's extraordinary love for the Vaishnavas, that milk jumped back into the pot. Meanwhile, Krishna was thinking that I was drinking milk so nicely, and my Mother Yasoda just threw me on the ground like this. What rascal thing I can do? Now this butter churning pot is very thick because that rod is there spinning around. So not easy to break. But in the kitchen, there's a special stone for grinding the spices and grinding the spinach to make palak, paneer sabji. That is very heavy stone. So Lala grabbed that stone and pow! He smashed a hole in the butter pot. And all this half-churned butter and whey went all over the floor. Then Lala thought, uh-oh, I'm in big trouble now. And he started to run out of the butter churning room. But as he was coming out the door, he saw in the storeroom, so much butter is hanging there from the day before. So he thought, let me get that butter. So he went in the storeroom, but the butter is hanging very high, and he's very small. So he pulled the Ukhal over, the wooden grinding mortar, and he climbed on top. He undid that butter, and he brought it down, and he went out to the courtyard here. And he sat down and began to eat the butter. Now those of you who've been to Vrindavan, you know that as soon as there's something to eat, who comes? Monkeys. So immediately all the monkeys came. And Lala, he began to think that in my avatar as Lord Ram, these monkeys, they helped me so much. I didn't do anything for them. At least this time, let me give them some butter. So he began passing out butter to all the monkeys. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she came back to the churning room after setting the milk right, and she saw a big mess. And not hard to figure out what happened. All these little buttery footprints are there, going out of the churning room. Little buttery footprints going into the storeroom. Little buttery footprints on top of the grinding mortar. Little buttery footprints going out to the courtyard. On the way to the courtyard, Mother Yasoda grabbed her stick. Now those of you who've been to Vrindavan, you've seen that all the devotees who live here, we always carry a stick. Because you go across the street and buy your nice fruit and sabjis, and the monkey comes behind and tears your bag, and all the monkeys grab all your fruit and sabjis. Or the monkey will come, he'll land on your shoulder, he'll grab your glasses, and it'll go up on top of the wall, out of your reach. And you can scream, you can shake your hands, you can yell, wave your hands. For him, you do not exist. But if you have a stick, then as soon as he sees that stick come, he throws the glasses and runs. So, all the monkeys, Krishna's got his back to Mother Yasoda, but all the monkeys saw Mother Yasoda coming with a stick. So all the monkeys, as soon as they saw the stick, they went, up to the top of the tree. Then Lala, he turned around, he saw Mother Yasoda coming with a stick. And he began to run all around the courtyard of Nanda Baba. And Mother Yasoda was running behind. But her hips are very big, her breasts are very swollen. She can't run as fast as Lala. He was running and running just out of her reach. And Prabhupada explains that the inside courtyard is for the ladies of the house, and the outside courtyard is for the men. So Lala, he ran to the outside courtyard. And Mother Yasoda, she looked, she saw no one is around, she ran into the men's courtyard. And she's chasing behind. And she's huffing and puffing. Then Lala thought, oh, my mother is taking too much trouble for me. So out of love, he allowed her to catch him. From behind, she grabbed that Lala. Then he began to rub his eyes, smearing his kajal all over his face. He said, I'll be good, I won't do it again, please don't beat me. So then Mother Yasoda thought, he's too much afraid of the stick. It's not good if he's too frightened. So she threw that stick away. And he's saying, I'll be good, I won't do it again, please forgive me. And Mother Yasoda said, all right, I'm going to forgive you. We didn't hear that in Srimad Bhagavatam, but in the commentaries, the Acharyas explain that Mother Yasoda said, you did 2 offenses though. One offense was to break the butter pot. That was a very naughty thing to do. But I'm going to forgive you for that. But this thievery, stealing, if you grow up in life to become a thief, you will get so much trouble. So I'm going to have to teach you a lesson for your own good. And your accomplice in this theft was this Ukhal, so I'm going to tie the both of you together. So Mother Yasoda, she got some rope, she tied it around the Ukhal. When she came to tie around Lala's waist, it's 2 fingers too short. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says he has no beginning, middle, or end. How you'll tie up something like that? She got some more ropes, and again, 2 fingers too short. She got more ropes, still 2 fingers too short. By this time, all of her older gopi friends came. And they're all laughing. They said, Arisaki, today you tied a little black string around his waist. Now with all these ropes, you can't tie him up. Because when you come to Braj, you'll see in the village, all the little boys for protection, they have little black string. Now with all these ropes, you can't tie him. But Mother Yasoda's angry. Anger means Rajagun. Can we tie up Krishna with Rajagun? We can't even tie him up with Satyagun. So, she got some more ropes, all those ropes that we tie the back legs of the cows. Now you guys, you all live in big cities, you never even see cows. Maybe you don't even know what a cow is. I know my godbrother Guru Kripa told that he thought milk, he never knew it came from the cow. He said, my mother buys it in a carton in the store. So anyway, there's a big animal called a cow. And she has an udder that has milk. And there's the little teats, and you squeeze them, and the milk comes out. So you may squeeze too tightly, and then she'll kick. And then the pot of milk, everyone goes falling on the ground. So we have these little ropes that we tie around the back legs, and if you pinch too much, she can't kick. So Mother Yasoda got all those ropes. But by this time, all her friends are laughing at her. Mother Yasoda began to laugh. When she began to laugh, she transcended all the modes of nature. And immediately, Krishna was tied up. Krishna is only bound by love. Otherwise, he can't be tied up. So then Mother Yasoda went to clean up the mess in the butter churning room. Meanwhile, Baldev came with all the cowherd boys. And Baldao, as soon as he saw the scene, Lala tied up to the grinding mortar, he became furious. Arey Lala, who did this? Tell me right now. I will burn them to ashes. Because we know Balaram in his form as Anantashesh at the end of the universe, he burns the whole universe to ashes. He said, I will burn them to ashes. Tell me who did this. Lala said, Maya. Maya? What did you do? I didn't do nothing, Maya. If Mother Yasoda tied you up like this, there must be some reason. I'm not getting involved. Stoka Krishna, Sridham, come here, untie this. Madhumangal, hey Madhi, Batuka, we call young Brahmin boy, we call Batuk. Just like we sing in the song, Batu Dvijaraj. Come here and untie me. And Madhumangal said, look, every time you guys make the plan, then you guys execute the plan, then you guys all run away, I'm lame, I get stuck behind, I'm the one that gets in trouble, now you're in trouble, I'm happy, I'm not getting involved. Arey, Stoka Krishna Sridham, come here. So Stoka and Krishna and Sridham, they start trying to untie this knot. But this knot is tied with Vatsalya Ras. And the cowherd boys are in, yes, you're right, Sakya Ras. This Sakya Ras is not strong enough to untie this Vatsalya Ras knot. So the Krishna, Arey, you're untying or you're making it tighter? All right, you guys are useless, get out of the way. Then Lala, he saw these two huge Arjun trees. And he remembered that this is Nalakuvera and Manigriva, who were cursed by Narad Muni to stand as trees because they were playing naked in the river with some girls and they didn't clothe themselves when Narad Muni came. When they begged forgiveness, he said, yes, you will stand as trees, Arjun trees, till Krishna comes to liberate you. So remember that promise of his great devotee, Narad Muni. He crawled in between those two trees. So he went easily, but the Ukhal got stuck. When the Ukhal got stuck, he put 1 foot on one tree, 1 foot on the other tree. Actually, he didn't even have to pull. Just by the touch of Krishna's lotus feet, they were liberated from all their sins and all their aparads. And those two trees came crashing down with a huge sound. Ananda Baba, he heard the sound, he came running. He was shocked. How can an Arjun tree come falling down like that? Because Arjun trees, they have very, very heavy root system. Just like you see the banyan tree has the hanging roots, these are coming out of the side, we call rocket fin roots, coming out like this, sometimes coming out so far like a wall. So they don't fall over very easily. Very difficult. Even hurricanes don't knock them over. But Lala knocked over too, just imagine how powerful Krishna is. Nanda Baba saw all these branches spreading out all over the courtyard, but in between Krishna is completely safe, but he's tied to this Ukhal. And Nanda Baba came running and said, Lala, who did this? And he untied him and Lala jumped into Baba's arms. And Lala said, Maya, and said, what did you do? Baba, I didn't do nothing. If Mother Yasoda did this, what did you do, Lala? Then Mother Yasoda, she also heard this horrible crash. She came running. She has her arms outstretched to take Lala from Nanda Baba's arms. But Lala, he saw Maya Yasoda coming, he immediately hid his face on this side. Then Mother Yasoda came on this side, he hid his face on this side. Mother Yasoda came on this side, he hid his face on this side. So then crying like a mother cow who's lost her calf, she ran to her room weeping and weeping. And Baba said, Lala, you go to your Maya? I said, no, I don't want to see this rascal Maya. Arey Lala, you go to your Maya? No, Baba, She was chasing me with a stick, then she tied me up like this. So many things. I don't want to see this, Maya. But Lala, who's going to heat up the milk to put you to bed tonight? It said, you, Baba. And who's going to tuck you into bed? It said, you, Baba. And who's going to wake you up in the morning with sweet lullabies? You, Baba. I don't want to see this, Maya. And who's going to bathe you and dress you and get you ready for cow herding? Said, you, Baba. Tu, Baba. So then Nanda Baba, he took Lala home, he bathed him. He heated up the milk and gave him his milk to take rest. Then he placed him in the bed, said, now Lala, you take rest. No, Baba, you have to tell story, then I'll go to sleep. Okay, Lala, let me tell you a story that I never told before. One time, there was a very great demon named Hiranyakashipu. And he performed great austerities to become immortal. But Brahma couldn't make him immortal because he himself is not immortal. So he thought he would trick the Lord by getting immortality by indirect definition, that he won't be killed inside, outside, by any 8,400,000 species, and so many benedictions he took. Then, with the power that he had, he conquered all the devas. They were frightened if even he moves his eyebrows. They shivered. And everyone was terrorized by this Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to make his son a great demon like him. So he sent him to a school with Sanda and Amarka, disciples of Shukracharya. But he wouldn't learn anything from them. In fact, when they were out of the classroom, he would preach Krishna consciousness to all his friends, that all this knowledge of politics and intrigue is all useless. We have to develop love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and get out of this material world. All this friends and enemies stuff is useless. So he was spoiling all the children in the school. So Hiranyakashipu, he got word of this. He put Prahlad on his lap and he asked Prahlad, what is the best thing you've learned in school? And Prahlad said, oh, best of the demons. I haven't learned anything in school that's nice. But I did learn that to surrender to Lord Vishnu and leave this material world is the best thing in life. Hiranyakashipu became furious. Vishnu, he's my enemy. Well, how have you become polluted by your enemy? Where is this Vishnu? Where is your God? Oh, Baba, he's everywhere. He's everywhere? Yes, Baba. Is he here? Is he here? Is he here in this pillar? Yes, Baba, he's there in the pillar. I will show you your God. He took his sword. He drew his sword and he smashed that pillar to smithereens. And Lala jumped on his bed and pretended to be Nrsingadev. Rawr! And he grabbed Hiranyakashipu and ripped him apart. And Nanda Baba said, Are, I never told this story before. How does he know the end? Okay, Lala, now you take rest. So then in the morning, he woke Lala up with sweet lullabies. He gave him his bath. He dressed him. Then Mother Rohini came running. And Mother Rohini was very distressed. And she said, Mother Yasoda is going to leave. And Krishna understood that Mother Yasoda is so upset, she's going to die. He immediately jumped out of Nanda Baba's arms and he ran to the bedroom of Mother Yasoda and jumped into Mother Yasoda's arms. Yasoda Damodar ki jai. So on this very special day of Diwali, when the Damodar pastime actually took place, we're in the very place that it happened. And this is the pastime of Yashoda Damodar. Now we always sing Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Radha Damodar pastime is a little different. That took place on the Kartik Purnima, which is just now coming. Krishna was late for the Rasa dance and Radharani was very upset, thinking he must have been with some other gopi. So she took a golden rope and tied him around the waist and challenged him to where he was. He said, well, today was Kartik Purnima. My Maya Yasoda kept me home to do some special function. So I came as fast as I could. And then Radharani untied that rope. This is from Bhavishya Purana. This is the Radha Damodar Lila. Hare Krishna. Wishing you all a very Shubha Deepavali. I hope you relished today's yatra. I hope to see you again soon in another wonderful place in Braj. Till then, stay safe and Hare Krishna.